We are here today testing out and talking about the Geissele URGI, the upper receiver group improved in the 14.5 pin and welded. It's not new, but this is what SOCOM has been carrying for some time. But most importantly, 2nd Ranger Battalion, my old unit, is rocking this thing. And there's a reason I brought up the fact in the title that MILSPEC means nothing, because I've effectively taken this thing out from everything up close out to 1,000 yards doing double taps, which is pretty exciting and just shows that MILSPEC can either mean really good or it can mean kind of sloppy, because the MILSPEC rating for a barrel is something like 426 MOA. But talking about the URGI specific upper receiver, it's going to be quite different than your average setup out there. And this is a near clone directly from Geissele because it's as close as you're going to get. You can't get the actual cage code true URGI stuff unless you're in, but this is as close as you can get. What's going on, guys? If you like seeing things like this and getting information on new stuff that you might be interested in, make sure you hit the subscribe button. That's going to do a few things for you. One, it's going to make sure you don't miss any content on things like the 14.5 URGI, which all of SOCOM is carrying. Two, it's going to tell YouTube to push this video out to everybody else on YouTube, maybe some of which have never seen 2A content and help change their mind, and other of which maybe just want to see the same video you do. And then, of course, it's just a good stick in the eye to those that are anti-2A. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. And if you're interested in anything you see here today, I'll leave a link down below where you can do all of your own research on everything you see here today and maybe figure out some ways to not pay full price. So starting from the back end of this thing, it's going to have the Geissele airborne charging handle in the DDC color. It will have the Geissele improved no-fail bolt and carrier group in there. And Geissele stuff is just known for functioning pretty much forever. It'll be a Forge 7075 upper receiver group in there. And then it's going to have the new URGI Mark 16 rail in here, which is the actual one with the NSN code on it that is being used right now, which gives you pick all the way across the top, the new locking interface with the upper receiver, M-lock in all the positions you're actually going to use M-lock. And then underneath there is going to be the Geissele cold hammer forged chrome lined barrel in 4150 chromoly vanadium, 1-in-7 twist rate on there, capped off with the Surefire War Comp. That is the 4-prong that loves to sing for you until you get a really good carbon buildup on there, which is why I was rolling that Warden for most of the time, so you just didn't hear that thing singing to you the entire video. But overall, that's the setup. And then down in there, we've got the bulletproof pinned gas block in there to ensure that this thing is going to be 100% reliable. The gas porting in there is very specific to this build. It's 0.76, which is good. And when you buy the upper receiver, it's going to come with their Super 42 braided buffer spring and an H1 buffer. So that's why it's going to run the way that it does. And it was specifically designed to run with that setup. And the last thing to touch on here is this is going to be a mid-length gas system in there. So it's a little bit longer than the carbine length, which overall is going to be a lot softer shooting, and it's going to be a lot easier on all the internal parts as far as the gas rings, bolt carrier group, all that. It's just going to give you a longer service life. Now, when it comes to the rest of this rifle, it's not the exact clone because some of them out there are still having Colt parts on them. But what we got here from the butt stock to the business end is the B5 system stock on here, which is one of my personal favorites. It's got the Geissele buffer tube on it in there, an irregular defense cheek riser, because if you're running taller optics or anything on there, you need to have a cheek weld that's a little bit higher on there. I have a traditional back plate on here with a QD mount, Radian safety on there, B5 Systems grip, because again, one of my favorites. The Geissele extended trigger guard, blackout defense, 3-pound zero reset trigger, which is the best trigger out there. Up here, I've got some stuff that's new to me, but is SOCOM approved, and that is going to be the Unium Force to Overcome setup here for the riser, which is going to be the EOTech magnifier here and the EOTech up front. Those were both sent in by Optics Planet, so huge thank you to those guys. And if you guys are interested in anything that you see here today, I will leave a link down in the description. That is going to be the build list where everything will be listed, and you can do all of your own research, check things out, and if you want to pick anything up, maybe there's some ways over there to not pay full price. The lower parts kit in here is a true Geissele lower parts kit. Moving forward, I just have your standard QD mount on my Viking Tactics sling here. Have some Walker Defense Research panels on this, which help control the heat, and they have silicon carbide inside there, which is depressed. So when your sling or something rubs across that thing, you're not going to ruin it. Unity hot button there, mod light, light, barricade stop. I think that's from Patriot CNC. A piece of QD up here because we took this to 1,000 yards, or 948 yards to be exact. So we had some bipod on there, air socket mount, and that is really about it for the rifle. And then we have our Unity riser up under that EOTech as well. As far as how this thing feels and runs out on the range, I did have one issue, and that was a bad round. I'm using some Ingman ammo. I think it's Turkish imported ammo. And I did have one no-go, cleared that malfunction out, went back to work, and everything was good to go. It is softer than some other rifles, and it is maybe a little bit more impulse giving than some others if you've built them and tuned them in directly. But overall, the thing functioned 100% reliably, except for one bad round that was the primer that was no good, and it feels good doing it. The accuracy on this one, and this is why I say MILSPEC means nothing, it was 100% above my expectations. And dare I say, this is the best all-around rifle that I currently have in my collection, and I've got a lot of rifles. And the reason for that being, out here on the range, I went with the Vortex 5-25 on here, and that Impact 4000. We went from 250 yards having fun, shooting double taps out to 948 with a 14.5, which is pretty impressive. And I'm not the best shot when it comes to long range, so if I can do it, you can do it too. So again, MILSPEC is a range of tolerances. Sometimes you can be on the loose end of that and the bad end of that, and then you can be on the above MILSPEC grade. Let me know what you guys think of the URGI setup that I've got going on here, and if you think my almost 50 shades of flat dark earth is sexy, because I literally think that this is the most capable rifle in my collection. Keep doing it out on the range. Remember, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready, and I will see you all on the next one. These fucking bugs are killing me. They're getting me, man, because I'm all sweaty and nasty. Are we still recording?
Yep.
Oh, fuck, you got all that on camera. That's the bloopers at the end, man. Fucking bugs. Fucking bugs. Fucking bugs. All right.